Greetings everyone, this is Mr. Garrett bringing you another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. Today I'm showing off a show match between Guesty, Robot, Rambo and Fieldy Snutz, and this is gonna be amazing. It's 9 matches, different formats, different rules, everything is randomized. This is also my 100th video, so it's gonna be a special one. You will soon see there is a guy up in the corner, so let's just jump into the first match and see how this one unfolds. Alright, and welcome everyone. This is the first match in this series of 9 matches in this show match. The first match will be played on Arctic Wasteland. Everyone is playing as random faction and everyone landed up as the allies. There is no additional rules here. We did the spinning wheel, but there was no additional rules. We have Guesty starting up in the top left corner, and we have Fieldy down in the left corner, and then we have Rambo down in the right corner, and we have Robot here just above him on the right top corner, or it's not even a corner, in the middle position. This is stacked with players Guesty, Rambo, Robot, Fieldy, Snutz, or Fieldy, Snutz. They are all very good players. I know that both Fieldy and Robot are doing quite well in the ladder as well. I think Robot has been away from the game for some time. He's came back to the game not so long ago, and he is doing very well. Guesty I haven't seen too much of yet though. He was in the first show match as well. So this is the second show match he's joining in, and I have to say I am very impressed over his gameplay. He is very good. And we have Rambo. Rambo is always off to something fishy, so it's always fun to watch Rambo play. When we can look at the scouting from the different players, you can see that Fieldy is doing all right here. Guesty is doing all right. Rambo is probably soon going to do all right, but he's very good scouting around his base, which is the most important part here in the start. And Robot is doing robot stuff. He has managed to scout 2 out of 3 of the guys, and his scouting is actually very, very good. So what are the players going for? Fieldy, he is going very aggressive. You can see he has 2 trucks out. I think you don't need so much more than that because you have those gems. So he is going straight into light tank, and that is very aggressive from him. If you look at Rambo here, he's going the more economically way. I think he's just producing ore trucks. So yeah, he's going for the long run. Here you have Robot. I'm not sure what he's doing, but it looks like he's going for the economy now in the start as well. And here we have Guesty, which is going probably to get up. He's getting up a couple of light tanks though, but I'm pretty sure he's coming an ore refinery here very soon. And if you haven't noticed by now, you do see there is a random guy straight up in the left corner. That'll be me. I will actually post this. I don't know how many I will do with myself on the screen. It's not something I'm not uncomfortable by doing this, but I'm not sure about the camera quality, etc. And yeah, I don't have to be too much on the camera though. But I will do this only because this will be posted as the 100th video. Here you can see there is an attack coming in from Fieldy here, and this does not look too good for Rambo. He did sell his barracks, and that was perhaps a small mistake because the infantry is actually quite good against those light tanks. If Rambo managed to get a couple more minutes, it's just 1 extra minute there before Fieldy would have attacked, I think Rambo would have been in a really good position, but he is losing this match really, really fast here now. I don't think he can handle all those light tanks coming out from this early aggression from Fieldy. It is a shame for Rambo because I think Rambo could have come in a very strong position here later on if it wasn't for this early attack from Fieldy. Well played from Fieldy though, because what he's doing right now is securing himself 1 extra point, because in free-for-all the first place gets 3 points, the second place gets 2 points, third place gets 1 point, and the last place gets 0 points. So there will be 0 points for Rambo here. He will be taken out by Fieldy. But if you look here at the other players here, we do see that up here in the corner or in the middle, you can see Robot is really doing stuff. He has 3 construction yards now in total. He has gotten up the tech center and he's producing a lot of medium tanks, so he is in a very good position, and he's getting up to those gems as well. So he is really doing stuff here. There's a lot of light tanks here for Guesty. And a lot of construction yards or MCVs going to be construction yards for him, so he's definitely doing stuff. And if we look here at Fieldy. He finally has gotten up his service depot, so he will probably also go into multi-MCV. Taking out Rambo here is tactically smart, not only just for points, but if you look here for the expansions here for Fieldy, that is actually not. You have to expand in this direction. It's the same direction as Rambo, so it was a tactical move from Fieldy. And if you look here at Fieldy, he doesn't really have too much vision. A little bit vision here of the base to Robot. Robot has have vision here of Fieldy and a good vision of the expansion here to Guesty and all the tanks coming down. And Guesty also has pretty good vision of the map. So you can see this expansion here to Robot is in a very good spot, but it's very open. It's just in between Fieldy and Guesty. So we'll see which one will come out of this one the best, because he's kind of in a squeeze here. But I think as long as Fieldy is not attacking Robot here, he will be in a very good and strong position. Getting those gems, and I think there was one more, and gems here as well. They are giving you so much extra resources. So you can see the economy is actually very, very good for a Robot. And I wonder, the economy will probably be good for all of the players though. But getting to those gems packs are patches are so clutch. So this is definitely a fun match to watch, and this is a very good starting match as well. I'm a little bit sad that Rambo was taken out so early. It was a shame that he wasn't given one more minute. I think he could actually have managed to build up quite fast, and if he just get that 1 minute. So it was a bad start there for Rambo, but the rest are in the game. We will see what kind of shenanigans Fieldy will be doing. You can see that Robot has managed to expand down here, and that is trouble, because here you have Fieldy who needs to expand in this direction as well, and I don't think he wants Robot to be here, so he will definitely go on attack here. There is also something going here, because now a Robot is also going on attack on Guesty, and Guesty is going to defend and going to attack Robot. So there's so much going on here, and this will be too much for Robot to handle, I would assume, because he's also being attacked here by Guesty. So Guesty is actually doing multiple things. He's going to attack here on the top, he's going to attack here in the middle, and well, I think he was supposed to defend here as well. And Robot, I don't think Robot can do anything in this with this base here now. I think he just have to forfeit this base to Fieldy. He can't be on all the places at the same place. And you can see that Guesty is cleaning out this middle base to Robot. I think he said it in the stream, and I can say it again. I think it was a small mistake for Robot to expand down here, or perhaps it wasn't a mistake, but he didn't need to have all those tanks down there. He could just have them in the middle and defended this spot instead. But I think he was expanding too much, and therefore he was coming in conflict with two players at the same time, and that is never a good thing, because this means now that Guesty can push into the main base. Robot did manage to clean out the base here to Guesty though, so that is quite good. That will set Guesty actually quite far back though. But now Robot, he's still going on attack. I think that might be a mistake. He should go home and defend. He still has a lot of medium tanks here, so he should be able to defend, but he needs to get his tanks home. But I think he's planning of going on an attack with them instead. So multitasking is really strong between Guesty and Robot here. But in the long run, multitasking is good, but when you have a third player as well, they have to think about that. So I think they might lose a little bit more than they need to. There's a lot of MCVs out here for Robot putting themselves into place. Now you see that the buildings are falling down really fast, so I have to say this is not looking too bright here for Robot. And Robot is also pushing in here, so he will manage to do a little bit damage, taking out one MCV here on construction yard, and we'll see if he will go for this. Will he manage to take down the war factory here? I think he will, so that is good. He managed to do a little bit damage, as I said, but all those tanks here to Guesty will eventually manage to clean out those tanks. And Guesty is still on attack, cleaning out the best here. And if you look here at the Fieldy, he has full vision of stuff, so he actually doesn't need to do anything. He knows what is going on, so there is no point for him to attack. He's just waiting for his chance. And also, if Robot is taken out, that's basically one extra point again for Fieldy. So it's smart of Fieldy to holding back, just expanding, getting more and more economy, building up his base. If you look at Guesty, he actually doesn't have a tech center, so he doesn't have full vision. And Robot, he lost his tech center, so he also doesn't have full vision. There's definitely a lot of action in this first match, and that is what we like. And you can see that the robot is not giving up. He's actually pushing into this area, and that is a very good push as well, because here you can see it's all the economy to Guesty is in this area. So if he managed to take out all those ore refineries, that would really hurt Guesty. You can also see that the Fieldy is not. He is actually expanding up here as well. He's putting himself in such a strong position here. There is still some buildings left here for Robot, but he's definitely falling quite far behind her. But he is actually managing to do a lot of damage to the infrastructure here to Guesty, and that is bad because Guesty doesn't have so much more. He doesn't have any extra expansions, so this is have been very successful push here from Robert. Yeah, he did lose his tanks in the end, but he was more or less out of the game. I don't think it's so much more he could do there. They also have forgotten about the third player, who is just getting stronger and stronger. Now you can see that Fieldy is actually pushing in to do the last bit of damage on those players there. There's actually a MCV out here for Robot, but that was just too visible for Guesty, because now it's all about taking down the other player, so you can get that extra point. So it's very important for them to find the last building, which is there. We'll see if Fieldy will take it out or not. Right now Fieldy is under attack from Guesty here. See a lot of ore trucks in the mix here as well, and all the tanks here to Guesty are stationary. That's because I can see some moving tanks on the map as well. There will be another fight here in the middle, but it does look like Fieldy is in such a leading position right now, and they are I think if he just holds here, I don't think there's anything Guesty could do, because he does not have so much more income than what you see here. And you can see that Fieldy still has a lot of ore patches, so he is in very strong and leading position compared to any of the other players here. And here you can see the tanks to Guesty are getting cleaned up here as well. The building to Robot is still on the battlefield, and I think Guesty needs to think about taking that one down, or he can actually lose a point to Robot if Robot managed to survive just a little bit longer than Guesty. But we will see, we will see. Right now you can see this enormously big army here to Fieldy will definitely be hard to break down. Most likely we can already see that Fieldy will most likely win this one, but it's all about will he manage to take down? I think he's taking down the building right now. Think about it a little bit. Yeah, he found the building, and it's actually quite important for Guesty. That means there he managed to secure himself the extra point he need. That means he can definitely actually also hide an MC up here. So he can definitely now lose this match, and it will not matter too much now because he only loses 1 point. But if he was taken out before Robot, he would actually only have gotten 1 point. Now he will get 2 points. Very well played there. Yeah, so this was a very good first match to start off this series. It's a very long match as well. It was almost 15 minutes long, so that is something to recognize, that if we have a lot of matches long like this, it's gonna be a very long evening though. But yeah, this was definitely a good match to start off with. Very well played from Fieldy. He kind of had full control of the bottom side, and he was having full vision over all the attacks from between Guesty and Robot. That meant he can just build up his army and just wait for the finishing touch there. So very tactical move, and it's all about getting your points. You have to play a little bit tactical. Taking out the Rambo in the start was a gutsy move. It worked out this time. It might not work out next time. Let's say if Rambo managed to defend there, and if he had just same amount of tanks, he could have gone on a counter-attack then on Fieldy, and suddenly Fieldy would be in trouble. But that didn't happen this time. It went to Fieldy, and Fieldy is also a very good quick match player. So of course, doing that quick match move there in the start, taking out one opponent, that is a very strong move, and there he managed to take out the MCV. So the first match is over, and for everyone that have been playing against me or with me, I wanted to show you my mousepad. My mousepad is there, you see it just here on the recliner. Here it is. I have very high sensitivity on the mouse. I don't move it so much, so this is my mousepad. So if you're being beaten by me, just remember this is how I sit and play. I sit here in the recliner, just relaxing, playing, moving my mouse around 1 centimeter. Oh, I don't think it's 1 centimeter. I don't think I'll move it perhaps a couple of millimeters. That's it. That's all I need. So here you can see this is when I'm playing. I don't move my mouse so much. So just remember that next time you lose a match against me, you lost for a guy that actually used a mouse pad that is not even flat, it's actually round. So yeah. So it's I don't know how big this spot is as well. It's very, very small. All right, let's then jump into the next match. All right, we're heading into the first out of those 2 versus 2 matches. This is actually match number 2, playing on the map Blue Lakes. It's the player's choice. That means they could choose who they are going to play as in the faction wise, and it is Rambo here down. Teamed up with Guesty, and we have Robot here who is teamed up with Fieldy Snutz. It's a 5k start, but you have to build 2 or trucks before any tanks. That is the rule. And yeah, the winners also get an extra point for winning this match. That was also one of the rules. I do have a lot of spinnings. I have like 3 spinnings, like 1 for the faction, 1 for the first rule, and 1 for the second rule. So it has worked out quite well so far. So we'll see. And you can see how it looks here for Fieldy and Robot. They have gotten quite much scouting out though. And look at Rambo. They are missing a little bit. They have managed to scout a little bit here. This starting position might be one of the best ones because it's so close to the gems here. You also have those gems straight over here as well. So that's definitely a good starting position here for Guesty. So I would say that is one of the better ones. It's not so bad for Rambo either because he builds up here, playing against the Soviets, get a Tesla around this area, and he will actually protect both of those entrances there. Of course, he can be flanked. You can. Oh, I actually realized you can actually go all the way around. There's nothing there, and he can also build down. It will be in a good position. This is also a very good starting position because you have this small ore patch here, have this ore patch here, ore patch here, and ore patch here. Not so much gems though. And then you have this position. You can actually see there is 1 infantry trying to do some damage here. He was taken out. You have a small patch there, but they don't really have any gems or anything on this side. So yeah, the maps are not all. They're not so well balanced. But that's not the point to have the maps balanced, because the thing is, in this match here, it is Rambo and Guesty who is picking the spots. That's because it was Rambo who was taken out first, so he is the person who has the least amount of points, and therefore his team will be the team who's choosing the starting position. So that means he will definitely start in a better position to give themselves a small advantage, and by having it like this, it's a bigger chance that the persons who has the lower points, they will have kinda the advantage of getting a better position in the next match and perhaps catching up on the match or on the scoreboard. So that is the whole point, to kind of try to equalize the score a little bit by giving the person lower down the ranks a little bit better chance to catch up though. Yeah, so there's not so much going on. They are just testing each other out a little bit. There is a lot of light tanks out here for Guesty, and there is some shenanigans from Robot here on the top. He will probably try to flank down here. There is only 1 bridge though, so if for some reason Guesty takes out this bridge, I think, yeah, if he takes out the bridge, those tanks have to go so far. But I think he wants to take out all the stuff there first. And there is some stuff going on here. I haven't actually checked it. Yeah, it is actually Rambo. He's actually going for this old truck, and that is really big if he can take it out, and he could take it out. So that was a very good start from Rambo, because it's still 2 ore trucks left here for Fieldy Snutz here. But taking out an ore truck early on, that is a huge disadvantage for Fieldy. But now you can see there is a lot of light tanks coming into the base to Robot now. He actually lost his construction yard. That was very, very fast. I wonder if he actually managed to sell it or something. I'm not sure if he lost it or sold it. I think he lost it though. But there is a counter-attack here, and it's Guesty and Rambo. They are pushing into the base here, and they are doing a lot of damage. I think they need to take out those lost buildings really fast though, because those light tanks in the base to Guesty will do a lot of damage. Guesty will not break here though, and they are pouring in with more tanks, so it's very important that Rambo and Robot can clean out here. There's only 3 buildings left, and you can see now Field is also going to counter attack on Rambo. He's actually managed to get this important Tesla up. That is such a good move to have the Tesla up. That will help him at least a little bit. He managed to take out the first tank, and he will probably take out the second tank as well with help of the Tesla. So I would say this was definitely worth. Oh, he almost managed to take out third one, and there you can see a robot has been taken out. He did manage to do a little bit damage here. I think actually what Fieldy did mistake. He shouldn't have gone on Rambo. He should actually have gone on Guesty here. So that was a slight mistake there. Because if you look here, definitely it's Guesty who has the biggest army here. So he should have actually have gone on attack there, and then perhaps this match would have gone the other way. But very well played from Rambo, and especially this Tesla that did a lot of damage there, and he also had a lot of tanks here. So it was a good match, and we can jump into the third match. Alright, we are heading into the third match. It's the second 2 versus 2, and it's Robot and Rambo who is teamed up with each other this match, and it's it's Robot. He is the one with the least points, so therefore they are choosing the starting position, and this is definitely one of the better starting position, because look at all those gems Rambo is starting on. That's just insane, because if you look at Guesty, he has the worst starting position by far. There's no gems. Fieldy kind of has an okay starting position because he gets those gems, and he's just in between ore patches. And there's also you have those gems here in the middle. The rules here, I think everyone is playing as the allies in this match. It's a 5k start, and the winner gets an extra point as well. And there's no light tanks or grenadiers allowed. We'll see if there's any mistakes done. It might have been. I'm not sure actually. I can't remember on the live when I was doing the live stream. I can't actually remember if I saw anyone doing anything wrong. If they did, it's definitely just a small mistake. I think this will be a clean and nice match, and we can actually see Rambo starting in this good position is actually doing some shady stuff, going straight for engineers. I mean, when you start with all those gems there, I would just assume you go power in on tanks though. But that's not the Rambo style. He's actually going straight for a shady stuff, and this is stuff we really like to see. So he will definitely do something to, or he'll try to do something to Guesty. I mean, if you're doing this, why not just go here as well? You can actually go 2 pluses at the same time. So he could actually have produced 10 and just run up there as well. But he's going here for Guesty, which is okay. He's actually doing some small mistake there. Just look here, there's nothing going on here. He doesn't have so much vision now. Let's see at Fieldy. He also doesn't have some vision. We'll look at the vision here for Guesty, and we will see if, of course he will see it though, but here gets this one up, and there he comes. There's a lot of engineers coming. He could have moved his ore trucks there and tried to do something. He's not. Ooh, but what will happen now? Will he manage to take down this construction? No, he actually sold it. Oh, and there, as you saw there, he managed to lose. He lost 2 engineers. He was so unlucky there because he could have managed to take over this war factory. That was so close, but that was a very good move though. And now Guesty is set so far behind. So that was a very clutch and smart move from Robot though. I have to say that was very, very good. If you look here at Robot, he's done a mistake. He's gone down on this side. That is the mistake. He's ore finder here. What you should do, you should kind of build all the way down here and then get into position to take down those gems. So that is a slight mistake here. And you can also see that Guesty is just, the only thing he can do is producing tanks, so I think he will just pour in with as many tanks as he can. You can also see that Fieldy is focusing down those ore trucks to Robot, but he did not manage to take down this one. So that means that Robot will manage to get home with those ore trucks. But it feels like Robot is falling a little bit behind because he's there he gets this ore refinery up in this position, which is quite good though. But who is winning this? It does look like it's Fieldy and Guesty who definitely have the advantage here. That's because there is hardly any tanks out here for a Robot, and this one is kind of misplaced. He's blocking off here, so he has to go all the way around. Yeah, so this is definitely a little bit tricky. And now Rambo will be under attack. He does have 2 ore refineries, but I think he has neglected on building up an ore refinery up there. The 2 ore factories will have trouble now, because how far does this ore truck have to go? It's go all the way up there, and that is a problem for Rambo here. So I would say that's a small mistake, but will he manage to save this? No, he had to sell the construction also. Even though he had a perfect starting position here and managed to do some early damage, he failed on getting up an ore refinery here. I think he was, I don't know if he was distracted or something. He did use a lot of resources on the engineers and transport ship and etc. But not getting ore refinery up here is of course a little bit troubling for him. But okay, let's look here up, and you can also see here for Robot, he has this ore refinery here, 2 war factories, but he never managed to kind of get the second ore refinery up either. There is some damage going on here though. He's going for the ore refinery. That is a huge mistake. You should go for at least the power or the war factory. Going for the economy here. Yeah. If you come down from this side here, just take out the power first and then be done with it. Then the production speed will be drastically reduced. And then just go for the war factory if you have enough tanks for that. But yeah, so a small mistake going for the ore refinery. It kind of didn't make any sense in this case. And look at all those tanks from Guesty. He's in such a strong position. Fieldy has a lot of ore refineries, you see. 4 ore refineries. I don't think anyone could catch up with that economy, especially Rambo, who cannot. He has 3 ore trucks though, but his economy is struggling. He's trying to do a transport ship, which is quite smart actually, because he could, man, if he can manage to take out those buildings, he will be in a strong spot. But I think he should actually wait until the tanks to Guesty have moved away. But I don't think he will. I think if him and Robot was talking a little bit to each other, he should have told Robot to just run up with his tanks, so all the tanks to Guesty would have followed. And because now he's attacking here. Well, actually doesn't matter. I think actually the tanks, I think Guesty actually had a lot of tanks here in the base. So yeah, it kind of didn't go his way. And there you can also see that Robot has been taken out. So it's just Rambo left. It was a match that was definitely for Robot and Rambo to win. They were in a very strong leading position in the start, both in placement but also in the early destruction of the construction yard here to Guesty. But they didn't manage to capitalize on it. But they were very, very close. I think they need to practice a little bit more gameplay on this match here, especially on here. I think when you start here, it's if you've played it, you know, you play a power plant here, perhaps a second power plant, you get a barracks here, or you don't have to. You can go power plant, barracks, and then you get the ore refinery around here, straight over to the gems, and then you just build the war factory and stuff here on outside, and then you build up here and get the ore refinery here, and then you settle for life. You also build down to those spots here. So a small misplay here from Robot. It was quite good here from Rambo. I think Rambo would have done fine here if Robot had managed to get down here and get kind of saturated around here, because then Rambo only needed to defend this area, and as long as Rambo didn't had to lose his construction yard as well because of 2 little tanks here in the area, he will manage to get up ore refinery here, and I think there would be the story of the match would have been a little bit different. But do not take it away from Guesty. He played very, very well this match. Fieldy, I didn't say so much about. He was doing fieldy stuff, he had a huge army, and he was also playing great. So let's just move into the next match. Alright, we are heading into this 4th match. It's the 3rd match of 3 vs 3, and this is like when the 3rd match is always the match where they are playing with the player that they haven't played with before. So it will be Guesty and Robot playing here on the right side, teamed up with each other, and then you have Rambo and Fieldy here on the left side, and you can see that Fieldy is having some issues to deploy his MCV. I think he needs to move it here. The aftermath units are set on for this one. It's a 5k start, and there's no additional rules. I think it's player's choice as well. Yeah, you can see Fieldy did have a lot of problems here in the start, getting into position here. Used a lot of time there. Luckily he has the Rambo helping him out, but now he is in trouble because he lost his power plant, and he needs to get a power plant up first before he can get up a flamethrower. If he tries to build a flamethrower now, it will take forever, and he will never manage to get any control here. Those infantry here will just take out instantly when they're coming out here. And then the power plant is up. That means he can definitely invest in a flamethrower. But you can see that Rambo is actually doing very well here, producing a lot of stuff here. He could actually help out, but he actually doesn't need to help out because there the flamethrower is out, and suddenly Fieldy is in a strong position. We does need to get out our refinery fast as heck, because can see the ore trucks are out for Robot and Guesty here. Luckily, his teammate is doing great. Rambo is really doing great in this match. He's managed to get the construction out pretty early, managed to build over here. It's a little bit tricky to get out the war factory. He needs to clean out. He actually did manage to get it out here. That is perfect. And we will see he's actually under attack here now. Oh, he cannot lose this ore refinery, then he'll be set quite far back. There's also a tank on the field, but you can see advanced power plant for Rambo. That often means a Tesla. We will see where he will put the Tesla. I think a good position will be around this area here. That'll be in the middle of everything. It will be enraged to protecting the war factory, the power plant, the barracks, the ore refinery, and a little bit the construction if he places around here. But we will see. It could also be a little bit more aggressive. You can also see that Fieldy has done some stuff. He's trying to push in here into the base to or at least try to push back on the ore trucks. He's actually done a lot of damage to ore truck to Guesty. That is very good. There's a lot of infantry. They can do a lot of damage. You can see how fast he took down that heavy tank. That was so fast. So never underestimate infantry. As long as you can scatter them around, they can do so much damage. Just look, and there is the Tesla. It's actually in a it's actually a good position because it's actually protecting this war factory here as well. But now Rambo is in trouble. Will he lose his ore refinery here, or will he manage to hold? Well, it does not look too good. Will he lose? I think he will lose it. He got up a second war factory though, but he has a lot of economy, so I don't think this should be any problems for Rambo. I think he'll manage to build up another ore refinery, and he has a lot of tanks. He can still produce a lot of tanks. And there's also a Tesla up for Fieldy, so I have to say they are putting themselves in just an enormously strong position, and they're putting so much pressure on those ore trucks. It's not so many tanks out for neither Guesty or Robot, so they are definitely gonna struggle here, because the moment a player gets control over the middle, getting up a Tesla, it's gonna be hard to break, and they just will skyrocket in economy because of all of those gems. So it's definitely a classy move to go in there. It's a tactical move. Of course, you are setting yourself a little bit behind, but as long as the opponent doesn't push in with enough army, of course, then you can saturate here. And it's also a 5k start, so I would definitely say going into the middle is actually quite a good move. If it's a 10k start, it might be a little bit harder though. But here you can see that Guesty is pushing in. Oh, he did manage to take out the ore refinery, and that's quite good, because if you look at Fieldy, he actually doesn't have the economy to build up another one, so he needs to sell a lot if he wants to get another ore refinery out. But I think he doesn't need to do. I think he can just take out those tanks and just push in, which he might do. And here we also have Rambo. You can actually hear some selling up. He is selling. He wants to get the ore refinery out because just in case. You also see here that Rambo is just going straight in now. Yeah, he can do a lot of damage here. He takes out the ore refineries. I'm not sure what will be the correct play here. I think you actually need to concentrate a little bit on the tanks, because the tanks can do a lot of damage on him. Meanwhile, you can see that Field is also taking down the construction on here. He's taking down the ore refinery. So that means that the Guesty is more or less out of production of things. So that was a very good move here for Fieldy. And Rambo is doing a lot of damage. He took out the construction yard as well. And now he's taking out the last resources production spot, the ore refinery. So yeah, they are in such a good spot now. They might come up nothing else from Robot. Actually, it just doesn't have any more economy for anything. So yeah, he did manage to clean out Rambo though, but I don't think he can break 3 Teslas and a couple of tanks. You see that Fieldy, he doesn't have so much left either. He's lost everything and he sold the rest. So yeah, he has 1 tank out here, but I think this is more than enough for Rambo and Fieldy to defend this spot here. So we'll just have to see this last push here to Robot, what kind of damage he can do. I don't think he can do anything really. You can see how fast he is getting annihilated here by those Teslas from Rambo. I have to say this is a very, very good play here for Rambo and Fieldy. So yeah, they are doing great here. So yeah. The score, I probably would have said the score after here, but I will have the score up on the screen, but I will add it in afterwards. So that means I don't know the score while we are playing the match here. But I will, so I will not be referring to the score, but I will put it up in the screen. That is the plan. All right, we can head in to the next match. All right, welcome to this 5th match. This is a free-for-all. It's on a small map. and we can all see the craziness going on here because Guesty, he is moving his MCV to get into such a crushing position. He will get all of those gems, but it's going to be a little bit harder to get up to the ore afterwards. But this is actually very smart. I think this is a misplacement though. Yeah, he should perhaps have placed it here, so get the ore refinery here. But okay, he is doing this. Why the heck not? He's playing a Soviet. We have Robot down here in the right corner. He is also Soviet, and next to him is Rambo, also as Soviet. And then we have Fieldy Snutz, who was left alone here up in the corner after his companion Guesty run away. Okay, they are not teamed up with each other because it's a free for all. But this means that Fieldy will definitely be in a strong position, left here alone. Ooh, the placement of the ore refinery might be a little bit off though. But what is he doing? Is he gonna send? No, sending it down there, that is actually smart. But we have those gems here as well. So, and those gems here, both of those gems patches here are actually closer to the lower positions. So it will be more efficient of them to mine out those there. But in this case, you can see when Guesty is doing this move here, it's because he has played this map before. He knows about those gems, and I think if I remember it correctly, Guesty was also playing in the last show match a couple of days ago, and then it was he played this map as well, so he knows about those gems. I do remember the score right now. I think it's Robot. He is the person with least score. Rambo, I think, is getting some points though. But I think those in the lead will be Guesty and Fieldy. So they should actually concentrate on taking down one of those players there. But I don't think that will happen if it feels like they are fighting each other down here now. So I don't think they are thinking about the score. But they should be. I did say it earlier on before we started the stream and everything. They have to be very tactical with those free-for-all matches. You have to concentrate on the person leading because it's so many points. If you take out the person with the lowest points, like say, if you take out Robot, let's say he has very few points, so he gets 0 points, but you don't concentrate on the leader. Let's say the leader is Guesty in this case. If you don't concentrate on taking out him, that means he will not get 0 points. He will get, let's say, 3 points or 2 points, and then he would just go further and further away from the rest of the people. So you have to be a little bit tactical with those free-for-all matches. So yeah, but it does look like they are just playing a normal fair game. They don't think too much about that kind of tactics yet, and this is for fun. So of course we just have to see what happens. But you can see that Guesty, he's actually been very creative here. He's building straight up here. And this starting position is definitely a much better starting position because you can actually build here compared to this starting position here. So it's definitely one of the better starting positions. It's not too far down to the gems as well, so yeah. And yeah, it's not looking good for Fieldy here now. He lost one ore truck and he will probably lose one more. No, he will not lose this. Oh, that was a small mistake from Guesty. Why don't I get it done? Not concentrating on taking down that ore truck there. So lucky there. But you can see there is some damage going on down here. Rambo is actually pushing into the base to Robot here. Managed to take out the flamethrower, managed to take out the ore refinery most likely, and he will probably take this ore truck as well. No, he's not going for ore trucks, but he is taking. Oh, there he took out the ore truck. So Rambo is definitely doing some stuff here to Robot, and that is bad for Robot. He will be put a little bit behind then. And Rambo also have this Tesla up for protection. So we'll just see how they manage later on. As I said earlier on, I think they should be concentrating on those players up here, and it does not look too good for Fieldy here. He is collecting up those gems though, so he will have 2 loads with gems and giving a little bit more tanks, so perhaps he could fight back, but I just feel he's falling more and more behind compared to Guesty. And if you look at the vision at people, he doesn't have so much vision. Guesty, Rambo also doesn't have so much vision about the other players. Fieldy also. So you can see there's absolutely no one who has a vision of anyone really, so yeah. So we will just have to see, but I have to say it looks good for Guesty here. Most likely, for the most part, he has 2 war factories. He just has a lot of ore trucks. He has full control here. He's controlling this area. It's going to be so hard for Fieldy to actually push in on either of them, but he has to try. I think if he managed to get up a Tesla around this area, even here, he can definitely put some pressure on those tanks because he could perhaps be mining a little bit and push in with some tanks. Right now he is kind of forced to go on early attack, but he's just falling further and further behind from Guesty here because Guesty just have those ore refineries and just collecting like crazy. If you look down here, there's only 2 buildings left for Robert. He has a little bit tanks though, but it's all about just holding. He just needs to hold. He needs to hold his tanks here. Don't do too much. Do not push into the Tesla. That will be horrible. You can see that Rambo also is setting up his war factory there. But I think it's a mistake pushing. He needs to protect. He needs to hold longer than Fieldy. But we just have to see how that is working out here. If you look here now, yeah, there he sold his ore refinery here. Yeah, I have to say, so it's a stalemate right down here, but it's all about can he protect this war factory long enough so Fieldy will be taken out by Guesty. That is the big question. It's definitely going to be closed up because now you can see that Rambo is starting to take down this war factory. You also have Fieldy here now. We will see which one of those players will be taken out first. Ooh, okay, so there he is actually taken out, and there's actually also Fieldy. He was sold up just a second or two after this building. That means that Fieldy will actually capture 1 point while Robot gets 0 points. So that was so close. But if you look here now, all the RB here now for Guesty are just heading down to Rambo space, and Rambo doesn't really have so much. So this match will soon be over. I think they focused quite much on each other here. Last time we had a show match, there was 2 people starting down here. They did not fight each other at all. In this case, I mean, it is of course the natural thing to be fighting to the person next to you, of course. But alright, well played from Guesty. He did have a good match here. And yeah. So I think we will just be heading into the next match. That will be back to 3 matches with 2 versus 2 before ending it with a free-for-all in the end. Alright, we are heading into this 6th match here, and this is definitely gonna be a special one. It's on the map Normandy. And the rule here is 1 Allied and 1 Soviet on each team. It will be a 2K start and tier 3. No vehicles or tanks are allowed and crates are on. The setup is 2K, but you still ended up with 2.5K. I'm not sure why that is. That means they can actually afford a ore refinery. I actually thought they would not afford it on 2K. They shouldn't allow it, so I was a little bit shocked when I saw they will actually start to build ore refineries, which you will soon see. There's a lot of infantry out here for Guesty. That means he most likely will not afford a ore refinery, and he's teamed up with Rambo, who's getting the ore refinery and starting to collect those gems. If you look here at Fieldy, he is not collecting the gems though, but he is getting his ore refinery up. And the ore refinery is also up for Robot. So it's only Guesty who went the crazy way, and he went straight for those infantry, and now he will try to do some damage to the base here to Robot. So if we look down here, there is actually a crate. It is quite important to take those crates because any money in a map like this is so good. It's actually dogs out for Fieldy, now for Rambo. That is always fun to see a couple of dogs. Why the heck not? They are actually very powerful on a map like this when you are not allowed to have any tanks out. So that's a very tactical move. And here you can see the damage done here by Guesty. Yeah, he is sacrificing not having a ore refinery though, but he did manage to do the damage he needed. We basically put Robot out of the game, even though he has the ore truck left. But he is losing his. Oh my god, he will. We cannot manage to squash those infantry. He managed to take out 1, but and 1 more. He still needs to take out 3 more. Oh, can he do it? Oh, he does not manage to do it. It's so close. He just couldn't. He took out 1 there in the end. But there you see, Robot is taken out of this game. There you can see, Guesty is actually. When I was doing the live stream, I actually didn't realize that he was building tanks, and you're not allowed to build tanks. But during the stream, I actually, for some reason, I forgot about it. So I would just, I didn't comment on it during the stream. I don't know if they are texting or anything. You can see that Rambo is just producing a lot of infantry here. And 1 tank, it's not the problem, but we will see if he will be producing more. And yeah, he is producing more. We were talking about it afterwards because For some reason Fieldy did not know about this no tanks allowed though, but everyone else knew. So yeah, we will just look at the match further on, because you see that Rambo is actually doing a lot of damage here, taking out that barracks. That's very strong. But the problem here is that Fieldy has 2 ore refineries, Rambo only has 1, and his truck is mining so far away. You also have a problem here for Guesty, because he does not have ore refinery. He used too much of his income or his money on infantry early on to take out Robot, which is quite smart, because you kind of take out the player, sacrificing yourself, but you still have the chance of getting crates. So it could be a tactical move, as long as you're not being taken out yourself, and as long as you can go hunting for crates. I would say it's actually quite tactical here. But if you see here, those tanks to Fieldy is definitely doing a huge impact here now. I don't think Rambo will be able to take this down with all of those tanks there now. I did say before all the matches started that if any rules are broken or etc., just play on the match and we will look into it after the match, because it's not always that the rule itself is doing such impact. Let's say you only produced 1 tank then, and that tank didn't do any damage, no impact whatsoever. I would not do anything with it as long as it has no impact on the game itself. That's why I told them just play on the game and we will just look into it afterwards. Because if Rambo managed to win this match, it will just go on as normal, and you could say that Fieldy would just have gotten a warning and we'll just move on. But of course, I don't think Rambo will be able to beat all of those tanks here though. So we just have to see when the match is over what the final decision will be. And we also have to remember during this match, I actually have forgotten about the no tanks rule as well. So it's a little bit interesting, but we will see afterwards. And yeah, you can see I don't think Rambo can do anything. It doesn't look like he's doing anything either. I think he just knows that this match is basically over. He cannot fight them. And you can see that Guesty, he is hunting those crates. He's hoping to get a money crate. Because if a money crate, if that's 2000 cash in that one, he can definitely build up ore refinery. He could have gotten back into the game. But the problem now, it's just a little bit too late to get those crates. But I mean, Rambo is getting taken out, but let's just see if he gets the money he was looking for, or what will it be. It is an ore truck. Ore truck is horrible in this situation. It would be very good if this one is a money crate, then perhaps he would have gotten a chance. But we'll see, it is not a money crate, and now he'll be taken out. So here's the thing, after this match I just realized, yeah, this was a huge mistake from Fieldy though, and as I said, he actually didn't know about that rule. I think he misread or something, or misunderstood, but that's okay. We asked if they wanted to have a replay, but since or a rematch, but since it's so many matches and I think the whole session lasted for 2 hours, so we just ended up with forfeiting the game. That means the point will go to Rambo and to Guesty, which most likely would have won, or I can't say if they would have won, but they were in a very strong position before the tanks came out. They have 2 players, and I think as long as Rambo would have been fighting Fieldy here, I think in the end Guesty would have managed to get the money crate and come back into the game. So I think in all fairness, a rematch would have been okay, but as long as it's such a long stream, the points went to Rambo and Guesty in this case. Alrighty then, we will move into the next match. Alrighty then, we are heading into this 7th match. Could that be correct? They're all playing as Turkey. That means they're all allies. No medium, light, or heavy tanks are allowed. Yeah, and it's Guesty and Fieldy who's teamed up with each other, and you have Rambo and Robot here on the right side, teamed up with each other. They all have access to the gems here. They have some gems, and Rambo has gems there. But I think this is a good starting position because you get the ore refinery here somewhere. You have access to those gems and ore there. And if you look here, you have the gems here and you have the ore there. I think if you put the ore refinery there and the war factory there, that means when you're producing the ore trucks, they would go straight for the gems. I think that could actually be better than placing ore refinery there, because then it's so long way up here afterwards. But of course, if you build 2 orphans, it's okay. It's actually engineers out for Guesty. He's up to some shady business. Let's see, there's a crate here. What will he get from this crate? Ooh, okay, so they are a little bit faster on the legs. They are on speed right now. Let them run. Let's see how fast they're gonna run. Let's see what kind of vision does he have. Well, he will definitely get a little bit more vision. They are running like they have seen a ghost or something. Oh my god, they are running so fast. This is some speed units. Oh my god, they will get far as well with this speed. There's a light tank out. It's not loud, but I think this is actually from a crate. So don't worry about that. And there he gets money as well. It could also be a like built it by mistake or something like that. But as I said earlier on, just play on. One light tank will not matter. But yeah, there was some engineers who was built up here, and I think he has already loaded them into this APC, if I'm not mistaken. And look here, if you haven't seen it, there is an igloo. Yeah, and there's a crate here. For some reason, they don't want to take this crate. I don't know why, but yeah. Let's see what is going on here. Where did the APC go? Oh, it's there. Okay, so he's actually going... is he going for Rambo space? Ooh, this is bad. Rambo did not catch this one. There he saw it, but I think this might be a little bit too late. He needs to attack the... Ooh, I think he could have managed there if he actually attacked the engineers. He didn't though. He lost his construction yard, and that is so bad. Only one war factory in this case here. That is going to be hard, and he doesn't have a barracks either. I think it's a mistake selling the barracks on a map like this, because the infantry are just so strong here. They cannot be squashed, as I said. So I think it's a huge mistake selling the barracks. So now it's now kind of robot has to carry the game if Rambo cannot do enough damage. Of course, there are crates on, so it's possible that he can get an MCV or something. We just have to see what is going on here. He is managing to defend more or less here. The Rangers are some interesting units, that is for sure, but you can see the infantry are so strong, as I said early on, and they are definitely doing a lot of work here. I think this is definitely something we can do more of. I think this is quite fair as well, as long as everyone is playing as allies. It kind of goes up in the same alley. You have to do a little bit different tactics, and also you have to use a much more of the infantry. Ooh, the robot was actually on an attack here, but he didn't do enough damage down there, or he was standing still. I mean, okay, so he's going for this construction yard. That will take forever. I don't think he will even be able to take it down, though. You can also see that Rambo is pushing in here, but they do need more. Oh, he will manage to take down the war factory. That is actually very good of him to take down that war factory. Oh, there's a crate. Rambo, if you can take that crate, that would be so good. You have to take the crate, Rambo. Take the crate. It's just there. Take it. And we will see this huge mistake by not taking this crate. Just wait and see, guys. Take the crate. No. Okay, so Rambo, why didn't you take the crate? Let's see. It's an MCV. That was exactly what Rambo needed. So if he managed to take that crate, oh my god, Rambo could have the comeback of the century. So it's quite important to take those crates on a map like this. You never know. To getting that MCV is just so crucial, and giving that to Guesty is the worst thing you can do. I mean, he's an incredible good player, and now he has a huge advantage here. He has 2 MCVs, 2 Rambos, 0, and robot. Well, he is building up like he can, but yeah, they are in trouble right now. I'm not sure they will be able to defend the upcoming attacks, though. Especially with the infantry mixed here as well, it's gonna be so hard for them. And look how much damage the infantry are doing to those rangers. They are just taking them down incredible fast. So this is something to take notice of in the future tournaments or matches or whatever. How good infantry are against rangers or like those types of vehicles. Also, they are very good against the APC, also very good against artillery as well. There's even more money. So you can see all the good crates went to Fieldy and Guesty here. So I have to hand it to them. They have been a little bit lucky with those crates there. They tried. I think Rambo was just... I mean, he was just a small inch unlucky there. If he managed to get that construction, MCV there, I think this game could have gone the other way here. That is for sure. because it's so hard here. There's even a helicopter out. I don't know what kind of damage. Then a little bit damage here to the construction yard, and there is back again. But I think this match could have been much closer if Rambo managed to take that crate there. He must have been so irritating when he saw that it was popping up an extra MCV from the crate that he was just walking past. Oh, that was so clutch that he did not get it, and now he most likely will be taken out. So I have to say that the matches so far, even though some of the matches were a little bit uneven, and they wasn't uneven though, but all of those matches they could have gone the other way. They've been just a slightly unlucky, like the match on Maroon when Rambo he lost one engineer, and if he didn't lose that engineer, he would have managed to take over the war factory, and that would have set Guesty out of the game, and that would have won that match. And the same here, if he managed to either prevent the engineers from taking here, or just taking this crate and getting an MCV, this match outcome could have gone a totally different way. So it's a little bit unlucky there for Rambo, I would say, in both of those two matches there. So it could have been a little bit different, but now the Rangers, they will just do the dirty work here, and they will clean out the rest of the buildings here. It was a very fun match though, I have to say. I want to see more matches like this. It's very, you have to micro your units very well, but it's very important. That's something for Rambo to remember also, that the infantry are extremely strong in a matchup like this, since they cannot be taken out by anything here. So yeah, he needs to remember that next time. Do not sell your barracks, rather produce more barracks. All right, we can jump into the next match as well, I assume, and we will see how that works out. All right, we are jumping into the 8th match, and it will be Guesty and Robot facing Fieldy and Rambo on the map Arena Valley Extreme. It's a 5k start. There is no additional rules, so yeah, I think this will be more or less fine. It does look like everyone is playing as the allies as well, so we will just see how this match goes. This is a very good starting position because you get into those 3 ore patches, but it takes a little bit time to get saturated though. This is also a very good starting position because you just get those gems early on here, so much gems here as well. So yeah, but look at all the infantry here for Guesty. He has really gone heavy on his investment there. That was actually very close for him not to have the economy to build up the ore fund. He could have gone on a huge mistake there, but he was quite lucky, or he was very good with his math. Let's just say he's very good with math. Look here, how is he doing here? Rambo is collecting those precious gems, and soon the attack from... Oh, he's trying to hide them in the bushes. Oh, that was a very smart move. You can hardly see them actually. Fieldy does have full vision of this though. He should see this coming. Don't see anything is coming up, and he does have money. He needs to produce something. There is absolutely nothing coming out, and vision here is pretty good from everyone here. But I mean, the attack is incoming, but Fieldy hasn't done anything. Perhaps it wasn't. Of course, you don't have the radar dome, so you can't see it. But he will definitely lose this one and go so fast. This is going to be very hard for him now to defend, because I don't think he has anything of defense. He needs to get some kind of defense up. This is looking bad. He doesn't have any income here either. He could have sold the barracks there. And now he needs to use the ore truck, and he will manage to squeeze some of them, but he's in trouble. He's in real dipshit here, and he did not get the money down there as well. That means he is in such a trouble. This is such a hard spot for him. He doesn't have the money to repair the construction yard. He could have cancelled whatever he was doing, and now he's basically taken out, and it's actually coming out an extra ore truck. Yeah, I would say he was a little bit unlucky there that this attack came when it came. If it was just 30 seconds later, it would have been a little bit better, and there he actually got the light tank. If this light tank actually came out before the ore truck, then he would actually be in an okay spot. But now he just needs to produce a lot of those light tanks. What else has been going on here? I don't think it's too much that has been going on. There's a lot of light tanks now facing into the direction of Rambo, so he will definitely be under attack very, very soon. We just have to see how this one works out. But it does not look too good. It's not so many light tanks out for Rambo here. But he has the infantry scattered around. But look at all those tanks, they're just pouring in. You see that Fieldy is trying to do on some kind of contra attack. I don't think it's gonna work out too well though. If you look at the base here to Guesty. Guesty was actually under a small attack from some light tanks from Rambo though, but Rambo is more or less being taken out now. So I think this match will very soon be over. I think losing that construction yard early on was really bad though, but it did look like Robot was playing really well here though. Look at all the light tanks compared to the light tanks to Rambo. So GG, well played from Robot on the top there. I'm not sure what else was going on there. I was too focused here on the match down here, the fight there. You can see that Fieldy is actually doing a little bit damage. He did manage to take out the construction yard, and he's actually focusing down the power, but the problem is there is even more power here. He has 2 more power plants he needs to take out. He will manage to take out that power plant. Still 1 more power plant, but he will be taken out by Robot here anyway now, so yeah. It was a very fast match though. Losing the construction yard early on, that is basically game over, especially when you play with 2 such good players as well. So GG, and I guess I will be seeing the last match very soon here now. Let's see. Alright, we are heading into the last match, the 9th match, and it's a free-for-all match up, and it's a player's choice. They have to build 2 ore trucks before any tanks, and it's a 5k start. So we'll just see how that goes. Rambo, he needs to kind of take out Fieldy if he wants to capture a 2nd place. So Fieldy is the first one to go out of the match, because I think it's a 3 points difference between those. So Rambo needs to win this match, and Fieldy needs to be in last place. Because I do believe in this case that the place to Robot will be, I think he has too few points, he cannot do anything, but Guesty has already won. He has I think he has 13 points at this point. I don't have the score up, even though you might see the score, I don't. Yeah, so he is, yeah, but we'll see just how this match goes though. But the early pressure will definitely be here and on top, because they need to secure that spot though. This starting position to Rambo is actually very good, because you have those gems there, you have a lot of gems there, and you also have the ore patch there, you have some gems there, and you have even more gems there. So the starting position is very good though, but he needs to kind of defend this path here, because the only place that Fieldy can expand is kind of this direction here, and that is over to those that patch. There's absolutely nothing else in this area. It's a little bit here though. You have some more gems, so he needs to go down here, but that's a very far stretch for him. If you look here at Robot, let's see, he's gone up here, he's gone further up, and he just keeps on going. This, I mean, this is one of the best starting position by far, because you get this position and then you just build up here, and you basically just have more and more gems and ore all the way up. It's not a bad starting position here from Guesty as well. You can take out the bridges and then just defend from this spot. And he's very close to getting into this area, which has a lot of gems and ore. And he also have this starting area as well, so definitely a good spot. But here you can see there's been some early pressure here from Fieldy. This is an advanced power plant up here for Rambo, so he's definitely trying to get up a Tesla, which would be very good, but he did put it perhaps a little bit too aggressively though. I think putting it back here would have been better, because I think this is in trouble now, and there he actually lost the Tesla. So yeah, if he managed to put it a little bit further back, that would have been a little bit better. So it's a small mistake there. But now Rambo can actually go on a counter attack to try to do some kind of damage here to Fieldy. But we have to see, will he manage to take down this tank? And he needs to get the infantry more engaged here, but they will be squashed, and they're so easy to squash as well. Yeah, this is not looking too good here for Rambo. Will he manage to take out anything? No, he'll just lose his tanks here. He still has a couple of tanks here, and there he gets up his 2nd war factory. But I have to say, it does not look too good for Rambo compared to all the tanks here for Fieldy. Fieldy managed to defend here, and he has 2 ore refineries, 2 war factories, even though this is a very good attack from Rambo actually. What else can he do? He can take out this other war factory as well. I mean, that would be very good if he can, but he needs to scatter. He is scattering his infantry here. That is so good, but can he manage to take out this war factory? No, I don't think he can. I mean, that was a very good attempt though. He could have skipped this war factory, gone straight for the construction yard though. That would have been something. And now he's coming in with a lot of tanks here. but is that enough? It's enough to take down the ore refinery, but it does look like he will lose all his tanks by doing this, and that means that it's definitely trouble in the garden hell for Rambo. There's no extra defense, there's no extra Teslas, not that I think that would have mattered in this case, because all of those tanks here for Fieldy are just too much right now. It was a valid attempt here for Rambo, but I have to say Fieldy was a little bit lucky with getting out so many tanks so early on. Was playing a little bit aggressive there. He kind of put this early pressure on to Rambo here. So if you look what the other players have been doing, they are playing Sim City, and they are playing Sim City with a good style. He doesn't have any vision of anyone, Mr. Guesty, and Robot does have a lot of vision though, and let's see what he's been doing. He's just been building up. There's another construction yard, further up another construction yard, and his economy is blooming. Not as much as Gusty's, that is very good though. And Fieldy is doing alright, and he will also get into some position and get all those spots there. And here, I think this is the first fight between Robot and Guesty. So it took around 4 minutes before there was any type of engagement there. But look at all of the expansions here um, for Robot. He's just everywhere right now. He's so many construction yards everywhere. He's just, yeah, it's just going crazy here. So it's best. I think, yeah, it's a 3-player fight here. I think those tanks are going to be taken out though. Fieldy does have a good army though, but he needs to get expansion. He needs to get over there. Is the service depot out yet? I can't see it right now, but he needs to kind of get over here. He needs to get those gems. Those gems. He needs to get over here as well. So if he can just expand in this direction, he could be in a good spot though. But he's far behind compared here to Robot though. He is just producing like crazy, and his economy is exploding. The same is Guesty, that is also doing very well, but he's playing as the Ella style though, so he might have a little bit more problems here because he's fighting the Tesla. If Guesty would be a little bit more clutch, he would have gotten up some navy here though. That could be very helpful to get out some destroyers here that would done a lot of damage to the base, to Robot, where all his building is basically around the water. So getting cruiser out would have been such a clutch move here from Guesty. And now he's just put himself in a very bad position here. He had no chance against those heavy tanks. There are too many, and all the tanks to Guesty was also stationary. Plus, Robot has gone on a sneaky attack from underneath as well, and he's doing a lot of damage here to Guesty. Now he's trying to get up a couple of those turrets, and they are doing decent damage to those tanks. It's a lot of MCVs as well, but he's not using all his tanks here in this defense. So yeah, he's losing much more than he has to lose, and Fieldy is actually taking out this MCV also for Guesty, and Fieldy is actually expanding a little bit more now, but it's not so much yet. He only has three construction yards and 2 war factories. So he's definitely doesn't have the same type of production though as the other players, which I assume have a lot. This might be a glitch in the game, but yeah, this is not looking too good for Guesty here on their heavy attack here from Robot. And if you look here at Robot, I mean, he has a lot of construction, but 3 war factories there. Is there more war factories around here? There's no more war factories there. 4, 5, 6 war factories so far. So yeah, he definitely have huge production of tanks. 6 war factories, and his economy is around 10,000. I mean, yeah, this is going to be very hard for anyone to break. Fieldy is trying to push in a little bit here, but there's a lot of Teslas and there's a lot of tanks he needs to break. But it would be smart to try to do some damage here though, because in the long run, Fieldy will fall very far behind. I don't think he have he gotten up? Still only have 2 war factories. That is just not enough. And it's not looking too good for Guesty here though. Yeah, he's managed to get an expansion down here. There's also another construction yard from Robot, but Robot is really putting himself very far ahead here. I don't think they will be able to take him down, but we'll just have to see. It all depends on what Fieldy can do, but Guesty is getting taken out here. There's some remnants from the early days, and now you see that the Robot is just cleaning up the base here to Guesty. So this SimCity to Guesty didn't work out so well. I think what he was actually missing was those cruisers here. If he had the cruisers here, oh my god, the damage he could have done would have been insane. And also, he would also manage to do a lot of damage to Ortruck, so the economy to Robot would actually have been very bad if he managed to put up some cruisers there in the middle. So I think that was a small mistake from Guesty. But of course, this is very late. This is the 9th match. He was already the winner, so he was just trying to have a little bit fun playing SimCity, and he did it well. But he met, in this case, a better player in this match. At least he was playing very well here, Robot. And this SimCity here to Robot is going to be very hard to break. A lot of Teslas, a lot of heavy tanks. So it's a heavy tanks versus heavy tanks, and Fieldy is actually retreating a little bit. I think it's yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard to break those tanks here to Robot though. There's so many tanks here. He's doing a lot of damage, but I don't think it's too much. You can also see that Robot is going on this attack down here, trying to take out some engineers here from Guesty. I wonder if Guesty was planning to do some shady stuff. There's 2 more war factories here for Robot, and the economy to Robot is finally getting down because he has 2, 4 war factories, 5 war factories, 5 war factories, 6, 7, 8. 9 war factories out for Robots, so that is just crazy. Let's see how is it going here. So it's a good steady production here from Guesty as well. No, I mean from Fieldy. And Guesty is still in the game, even though he's losing his base down here now. He has 1 MCV here, which could actually be quite good. Does Robot have? Oh, Robot has vision. He has such a good vision on this map. Compared to Guesty, he doesn't have so much because he lost his tech center, and Fieldy, he also doesn't have too much vision though. But it doesn't look too good for anyone else than Robot because he has full control of the map when it comes to the ore saturations around here. I don't think anyone could break any of the spots here. It's too many tanks, too much firepower, too many Teslas, and the economy is just so incredible good for Robot, so it's going to be so hard. But the only thing Fieldy can do is capture 1 extra point by taking out Guesty or letting Robot taking out Guesty. That will be good for Fieldy. But we just have to see how this one goes though. And it is looking all right so far. Let's see, there is the ore truck and it's running up. I don't know what it's planning to do though. There is yeah, there is 1 construction yard all the way up here. But yeah. So even, yeah, there is some small glitches here. Wasn't it some glitch here as well? Well, okay. Has the war factory? The war factory is still there. But yeah, I wonder why Robot is not just taking out here, but okay, he's just defending. There was no army on the sea, and you can also see that Robot is cleaning out the base here to Fieldy. And Fieldy is really struggling here. I don't think Fieldy can do so much more. But he needs to concentrate on taking out Guesty though, to capture more points. So he needs to take out, and you can see that Robot is actually helping out here, taking out those buildings to Guesty. That is very good for Fieldy, but Fieldy still needs to take out those last buildings here, because there is an attack coming in here from Robot as well. It's only 1 more building left here, and then they need to take out here. And this is actually Guesty who is going on an infantry attack here. And there you can see, I mean, the Robot, and now Guesty is actually selling up as well. The television. Alright. Yeah, so this will probably soon be the end, and there is Fieldy is actually tapping out. He know that he cannot win this match, and he got the last point he needed there. Or he didn't have any use for it though, but still he managed to get a 2nd place in this match. Well played from Robot though, he really played the heck out of this match here, showing off what he can do on a good day. So this was the series of 9 matches. It's a special edition. You have me on the camera, that is not often you will be seeing. Of course, if this is something you want to see more of course I could probably do more of those. And yeah, I think this is alright, and there will be more show matches in the future. I'm trying to work very soon now, most likely I probably am at work when this video is getting posted out, because I will post this up as number 100. So I'm not sure when that will be. I think I'm just 5 videos away, so we just have to see when the time comes. But GG everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Cheerios!